And then Gareth phoned and said, Alex, they're getting the dogs. And I was like, what? They're going to get the dogs on me.
What is your weirdest police encounter? Let's start with you, Taylor.
Oh, we're going to be here all day.
Weirdest or...
It could be...
Just talk about a police encounter that might make us laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you could actually tell without...
Have you got a lot of police encounter stories?
I've got a few, and they're usually quite funny. I've never been in prison.
Do any involve caravans?
No, I've got no caravan police encounters.
Oh, but can you tell us about your caravan encounter?
I've never had a caravan encounter.
Wasn't there something body, chassis?
No, we will not.
Height restriction.
Anyway.
It was in Mexico, though. Yeah,
I was on holiday and I crashed a caravan, but we'll gloss over. So my weirdest police experience was probably actually with my best mate at the time, Henry. And Henry had a Ford Fiesta ST Mark 7. And it was when they sort of first came out. This must have been back in 2017, 2016. And he bought it brand new. And we were going through town one day near where I live. And he had this thing. It was cool at the time to remove his front number plate. So he took his front plate off and we were going through town. And I would say he was probably doing... Am I allowed to say what speed he was doing on the voice telly?
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, is that the reason he got pulled over?
He was doing over the speed limit.
Okay,
let's just say that. And he went straight over a mini roundabout, and then a little bit further down the road, a police Astra came the other way.
A Pastra.
Obviously, the visors went down. They saw us coming the other way.
No face, no case.
Yeah, no face, no case. They saw us coming the other way, doing a tremendous speed, let's say, with no front number plate, and probably assumed immediately that the car was stolen.
Yeah.
So obviously, they done a U-E at the mini roundabout that we'd just gone over, and Henry obviously realised this and thought, oh no, I'm going to be pulled over. And then a natural instinct, he just thought, I know, I'll floor it. So Henry floored it. Got to another roundabout, turned left, and then went immediately left again. And we drove into a cul-de-sac. I was like, oh no. So we've come flying down into this cul-de-sac, again, at quite a tremendous speed.
All right.
Got to the bottom of it, stopped, and literally, I turned to my right to say to him, shall we get out? And before I finished that sentence, he was out the car. And
what, ready just to hand himself over?
No, oh no.
Okay.
I know.
He was legging it down the field.
I looked back straight again, and he was running up someone's driveway.
But the car was registered in his name.
Yeah,
okay.
And I thought, what on earth's going on here? So anyway, I got out of the car and I sort of started moving towards him. Obviously, I don't run, so I started moving towards him, and he jumped in this guy's head, and I just remember looking at him, and as he was sort of hanging off the guy's fence in his head, ready to jump over the fence, the police Astra came screaming round the corner. 2 officers got out of it. Say where you are, nobody move. And I just stood there in the middle of this guy's driveway looking like a complete melon. I was like, oh no, what's going on here? I got cuffed, like hands behind my back, cuffed, put in the back of the Astra. And the lady police officer sat in the car with me and she started questioning me. While Henry got arrested, put up against the outside of the police car in question. God. And they were like, why have you run, blah, blah. And I was like, I genuinely don't know. I
just felt like it.
I said, I do apologise about this whole scenario, but I genuinely don't know.
I just had a sudden burst of energy.
And they were like, have you done drugs? Has he been drinking, blah, blah. I said, genuinely no. I said, we've never been, arrested, or neither of us got criminal records. I said, neither of us even have any speeding tickets. Like, we've got no points. No. I said, I don't know why. It was natural reaction. And she went,
you've watched too much telly.
And she went, that's an awfully strange natural reaction to have. And Henry said the same thing while he was outside the car. And the police officers just could not work out why he'd run away. So another 2 police cars then turned up.
2?
Searched the whole car, had all the boot carpet out, the spare wheel out, all the glove.
Were all the curtains twitching?
All the curtains. Oh my goodness, the neighbours, what would they have thought?
I bet
they
loved it.
Searching the hedges as well in case you
the hedges, they searched everything, trying to find like drugs or whatever.
It's a good job they never found them.
And they just, you're right. And they just couldn't work out why we'd run away. I said, genuinely, it was just his natural reaction. I don't know why we did it. We do apologise. And in the end, they ended up letting us go. But they were so distracted by the fact that we'd run away and then jumped in this man's hedge that they didn't do anything about the fact that he had no front plate and that he was speeding. So we just got away with it. We didn't get a fine
So
or
the
anything.
lesson here is, if you're speeding through a town and a police officer comes after you, duck down a cul-de-sac and just run.
And make them believe that you're a drug dealer. And
And then run, because they'll forget about the speeding.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a whole
Just cause a
whole load of
distraction. Yeah.
drugs on board, then don't do that.
I would advise not taking that advice, but yeah.
No, if you've got a load
That's
of drugs
Taylor's
on,
advice. It's terrible.
if you've got a load of drugs on board, just don't go down a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Tyre Streets UK, where you can get 10% off your tyre order using the code Autoalex. We all have Tyre Streets UK tyres on our cars, and you should too. Autoalex for 10% off.
All right, Alex, what's your story then?
So I've got two. Which one should I go?
Oh.
I'll go with the more recent one first, because that was actually me driving a motor vehicle. The one after was me not driving. I was just very, very drunk.
Okay.
So the first one was, we'd shot something with Freddie, hadn't we? So Tavarish.
Yeah, when we bought his M3.
Yeah, when we bought the M3.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
and Freddie and I think someone was in the back, was
me.
Was it you?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
you. Okay. Standard Rory in
I'm
the back.
always in the back.
And we were near my house, and I was in a 20 zone, and I was not doing 20, but not much above, but it's like one of those 20 zones that shouldn't really be a 20. And then there's this car like right up my arse, and I'm like, something doesn't feel quite right. And in my head, I was like, I think that could be a police car, because he's so close up my arse, and I'm not doing the speed limit. So why would someone be really pissed off with me not doing speed limit?
Did you have your sun visors down?
I didn't know.
Oh, that's why he caught you then.
Yeah, no, I panicked. Anyway, I take a right at the mini roundabout, and then lo and behold, it's an undercover cop car, blues and twos, wee, wee, wee. And I'm like, oh, bloody hell. I was like, Freddie, get the gun. And yeah, pull over. And then obviously the cop car pulls over behind me. Blues and twos still going. Well, he switched off the sirens. And then he like saunters up to my side window, and I'm in nut, my old X5.
Yeah.
And the window doesn't work very well. So I had to I made him wait to talk to me. And he was like, do you know why I pulled you over, sir? And I was like, no, officer, I don't think I've done anything wrong. And he was like, because you're driving a shitbox. And I was like, I see what's happened here. You've recognised the car, you've recognised the Autoalex sticker, and you just wanted to say hello.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And we had a quick chat.
You did have a quick chat, and then I remember him walking off, and you just going, is he allowed to do that?
Is that actually illegal to be pulled over?
Just to have a chat with someone.
Yeah. And he wasn't wearing his hat as well. I don't know if you're allowed to like pull someone over unless you're wearing your hat.
Maybe
there's a weird like.
I
British
don't know.
thing. Maybe that's an old wives' tale.
Maybe a pregnant woman weeding it. You're allowed to do that.
What?
Yeah, in the UK.
Yeah.
It's an old law, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where pregnant women are allowed to wee in police officers' hats.
Oh, that's good. The other police story that I have, where it wasn't driving a car, but it involved cars, was I think I turned like 20 years old. I was in Exeter University with Gareth and Chris.
Were cars even around then?
Shut your mouth. You weren't born, sunshine.
It was just horse and carriages.
No, horses weren't invented yet. We still call them dogs. Yeah.
Imagine Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been like.
Anyway, so we went out for my birthday. Got very, 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 very drunk. Like very, very drunk. This is like in a time where you used to go to a university club, and you used to be able to buy Quad Bull, which was quadruple vodka and Red Bull for like £4, and you would get smashed. Like absolutely smashed. We spent a good evening together. And then on the way home, Gareth and I, for whatever reason, had a very, very large argument about nothing. And it started, there was a fracas, a little fracas.
Okay.
That means a fight, Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the whole Clarkson thing, that was a fracas.
No, that was him punching someone in the face.
Yeah, they called it a fracas.
Okay.
Yeah, it just sounds more posh than it is.
Was it an actual fight, or was it like you two just
We were
slapping
horsing
each other?
around a little bit, and then it got a little bit nasty. Anyway, Chris did what he did best, and he just legged it because he was like, I can't be dealing with this. So he went away, and then Gareth and I had a massive like slagging match. And then we found each other about 20 minutes later, because I think we just got on the phone. We're like, I'm really sorry, Gareth, I love you. And then to make up for it, we decided that we would go to the longest, straightest road and find small cars.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And then go to the rear of these motor vehicles and pick them up, and then pivot the rear into the road. And we must have done this to about 10 or 12 cars, and you look down the road, and it's like a chicane all the way down. It was fantastic. You know, we're talking stuff like 106s, KAs, all that kind of stuff where you can quite easily like pick up the rear. I don't condone doing this, but it just, for whatever reason, it felt the right thing to do. Anyway, a few minutes later had passed, and we were just admiring our work. And then all of a sudden, I hear a motor vehicle. I'm like, aye. Something's up here. We're in trouble.
Hey up.
And then I hear, don't move. And then I did what you did. I did the opposite of not moving. And I moved very, very quickly, like as fast as I could go. And I just ran into an alleyway because I thought we were going to get beaten up by people. You know, one of the people who owns the car. Turns out it wasn't a person who owned the car. It was a police officer, a couple of police officers.
Brilliant.
One of them caught Gareth straight away because I don't think he legged it because he saw that they were the cops. And the other one chased me for a little while and then realised there was no point because I was very, very speedy back then.
Right.
And yeah, I legged it, and Gareth phoned me and I didn't pick up because I was like, he's been turned. He's a snitch.
It's the police.
Yeah. And you know the phrase, snitches get stitches, right? That's not going to happen. I'm not going to get put down today. Not put down, get put away. And anyway, they put Gareth in the back of a police car and they were like, where's he gone? And then Gareth was like, oh, I think he's gone to X, which was a massive lie. And then he made them do like a massive tour of Exeter city centre. All the while, I was still hiding, petrified in an alleyway. A few minutes went past, and then Gareth phoned and said, Alex, they're getting the dogs. And I was like, what? They're going to get the dogs on me? And apparently they were actually going to get the sniffer dogs or whatever.
Whatever for?
The evil dogs. Because I don't know what they thought we were doing, but they didn't like it. And because I'd run, they were like, he's serious trouble.
So did they not actually know that you were moving cars?
I don't know. I don't think they clocked it. I think someone must have called the police on us and said that we were probably trying to break into cars.
Okay,
but didn't see that we were actually just picking them up. Anyway, I made my way to the police because they'd actually all gathered at a local co-op and Gareth was there. And they were like, yeah, so what were you doing? And I was like, oh, we were lifting cars. And lifting in colloquial means, like trying to steal cars.
Yeah.
And they weren't impressed. And they were like, what's your date of birth? And I was like, it's my birthday today. And they didn't seem to care.
Right.
But yeah, they let us off with quite a very stern warning. And we're like, don't do that again. So yeah, that's my other police story. You should have seen the road though. It's fantastic.
So I did that once on the way back to my house with a few mates.
Yeah.
We found there was a very, very large driveway with a very, very small Nissan Micra on it. And we thought that it would look funnier if the Nissan Micra was sideways and not facing the house.
I've done that too, yeah.
So we turned the Nissan Micra sideways and it fit perfectly in the driveway. And we just looked at the end of it and thought, how on earth are they going to get that out in the morning?
So I did that with a friend's Nissan Micra in Devon as well. I've got lots of stories about Devon. And there was a Nissan Micra.
You guys are moving cars around.
Oh, it's very funny, Rory.
But there were enough of us to be able to actually pick it up and put it on its side. So we did that. That was funny.
Any damage?
Oh, probably massive damage. It was a friend's car, so it didn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
Yeah, I think that's also the same Nissan Micra that I jumped over a humpback bridge.
Brilliant. Didn't you jump your first car as well?
Oh yeah, nearly into a lorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I very nearly killed Chris and I. But that's for a different story.
Okay.
Have you got any exciting police stories?
Yeah, so my police story was me teaching a past girlfriend to try and drive in a car park.
You mean you've had more than one girlfriend?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
I know, I wouldn't believe it either. But yeah, I was trying to teach her to drive. I just bought an RX-8, and when I bought it, it's got these two little small circular side lights in it.
Yeah.
And someone had put blue LEDs in them.
Brilliant.
So anyway, I'm
impersonating a police officer.
Wow, this is what the guy came over. He wanted to have a chat with me about the lights. My girlfriend at the time was driving the car. So anyway, I see the police coming towards me, and I've got loads of things going through my head. Going, she's not insured. We're like to be driving because we were in a car park. So I was like, there's no point getting her insured. And then I just see him coming towards him. I'm like going, do you reckon I could switch seats with her really quickly? Like, would they know? And
would they know?
I'm like going, oh, fuck. Anyway, and eventually the police car pulls up alongside the window, the driver's window, and then he starts giving her the signal to like wind down the window. She's just staring at him like in panic. She just goes straight into panic mode, does not know what to do. She's there trying to find the button, but she can't find the button. And I'm just there sitting there just going, oh, God, I'm going to have my car taken off me.
I'm going to have to break up with you.
Oh, this is going awful. Anyway, next thing I know, I just hear the door open And then she's stepping out with her hands up in the air like it's an American cop.
Oh my
sort of
God,
thing.
that's so embarrassing.
And I just look to my right, and the 2 police officers are there pissing themselves laughing, like literally just in hysterics. Anyway, they get out and they just have a chat, and I'm like, explain the situation. I was like, oh, teaching her to drive. I thought it was fine because it's a car park. They explained that it was actually a public car park.
Oh dear.
So technically, she should have had to have been insured. But because they were just laughing so much, they just ended up going, oh, just swap back. Look, just don't do it again. And they let us off. And just
Brilliant.
said,
That's fantastic.
That was it.
So have either of you two actually got any convictions?
None.
Not a single one?
None.
Not a speeding fine?
Nope.
I had a speeding fine. Yeah, I again in that bloody RX-8. I was there showing. I was giving a lift to one of the people I used to work with, and then we're on this like dual. You know those sometimes in the cities they've got those dual carriageways where they look like they should be like 40, 50, but they're
Yeah.
actually only 30.
Yeah.
And that we've been stuck behind a learner driver for such a long time, and then eventually it opens up into this dual carriageway, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can just get past him here. There's never any police or anything." And I'm like, "All right." And I put my foot down. I go past, and then up ahead, all I see is a police van.
Oh,
And I'm like,
that is the worst.
oh God. Anyway, 2 weeks later, I got the ticket, and it was 45 in a 30, which is yeah,
That's very irresponsible, Rory.
which is above the threshold for a driver retraining course.
Yeah.
So I just got straight points on my license.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Have you got any now? Any
No.
points?
No,
Have you got any points in your license?
None.
Have you had points on your license?
No.
Why do you say it with a smirk?
Because you're looking at me with a funny smirk. I haven't
An
got any.
expectant
so out of the
smirk.
3 of us, I'm the only one that has had points.
You are the
Yes.
most irresponsible out of all of us.
That is absolute crap.
I have had things other than speeding fines, though.
Wait, what?
What?
I've had 2 Section 59s.
What's a Section 59?
It's what you get when you're caught for like antisocial behaviour.
Oh, what, like ragging around in an Alpha 164 with the loudest exhaust.
Yeah, it's similar to that,
Yeah.
But one of them was because I got caught drifting my E92 M3 around a trolley bay in Tesco.
Round a trolley bay.
It was late at night.
In
There was
Tesco,
no one in the
for
car park. To
crying
be
out
fair,
loud.
it was a really good drift.
Okay.
Was it?
It was no one else was around. I hadn't had it for very long, and I wanted to drift it.
So it wasn't. So it was much better than the drift or attempted drift you tried to do in your E30 when you bought it.
Yes, because
And we went to the services, and then you were drifting in the car park, and there were lots of disgruntled people.
Yeah, because my E92
Officer.
actually had a limited slip diff,
Oh, okay.
whereas the E30 doesn't. But the funny story is, so I didn't actually know that I'd got caught. And a few days after I'd done it, I got a phone call from a lady on from my local police station.
Oh.
And she said, "Hello, there's that Master Taylor Hetherington, blah, blah." I said, yeah, speaking. She said, "Would you mind coming down to so-and-so police station just for a little chat?" And I went, "What's it regarding?" And she went, we'll discuss that when you get here. Could you meet us at 12 o'clock? I went, yeah, no worries.
What's going through your head?
Oh, a lot of poo.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
very, very nervous.
But did you have
Because
any
let's face it,
idea?
Taylor,
No.
you are a dodgy man. So
You are
there must,
so
there must have been
dodgy.
so
Yeah,
many
you-
things.
So many
How
things.
dare you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was really nervous about it. I didn't know what I'd done, to the point where I walked to the police station because I didn't want them to take my car away. So I hid it and I walked to the station.
So you knew it would be car related.
Well, oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
And then I went into the police station and she said, "Oh, do you have any idea, why we've brought you in here today?" And I sort of had an idea that it might have been the drifting, but I thought, well, there was no officers there, and there was no one there. Like it wasn't
And,
it was.
they don't have any cameras at all.
Well,
Did you
it's
leave
funny
massive
that-
lines in
So
the car
she
park?
said, "What do you think of this then?" And she turned the screen round, and there was a video of me drifting this trolley bay. And I looked at it, and the only thing I could think of was, that was actually quite good.
Fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah.
And she just turned the screen back around and looked at me, and I went, "I don't know what to say, really."
Just say, could you have said it wasn't you?
And she was very disappointed.
Oh, but she
And
didn't appreciate the drift.
No, she didn't appreciate it at all. No, I did, but she didn't.
Yeah, that's a
And
shame.
then she said, we're going to deal with this accordingly, blah, blah. And I said, "Do you mind just going easy? Because, I need my license for work-related reasons." And she said, "Oh, what's that?" And I told her I work for the AA, blah, blah, blah. And she said, okay, well, so you definitely need your license then, don't you? And I was like, yes, I do, as it turns out. And yeah, she gave me a section 59.
Oh, okay.
For antisocial behaviour.
So she let you off quite
Yeah,
nicely.
fairly easily, yeah. And
So what does that mean then when you get a section 59?
it just means that if you get caught again for antisocial behaviour, then you get your car seized straight away.
How have you not had your car seized? You're the most antisocial driver I know.
Because they disappear after about 2 years. I think it's either a year. No, it might be a year actually. I think it's 12 months.
Okay.
It's on.
So you misbehave for a year and then the other year you have a year off.
But it's registered to the car and not your license.
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you have such a high turnover.
So the other time
He's getting them weekly.
was when I was really young and I got caught doing a burnout in my E36 328i in front of my mates.
You are an absolute liability.
And on that note, should we move on to the next question?